Hi everyone, what's up? Joshua here from Alternative Brewing, and today we're checking out the most recent model of the Coffee Tech DF64 single dosing grinder. Now I have done an in-depth comparison video of the top single dosing grinders on the market, and the DF64 makes it in there easily, and it is one of my top 5 grinders to have at home, and I would happily say it's possibly the best filter grinder available to the home consumer right now, and possibly even the best filter and espresso grinder. So with that, we're going to jump in and explore just what you get with the DF64. But before we begin, if you don't already know what I'm about to ask, go ahead and smash that like button, along with hitting the subscribe and the bell notifications. Is going to let us know that we're making the content that you want to see, and we'll keep uploading weekly. So with that, let's get into it. Starting from top to bottom, the DF64 doesn't have a hopper, but a removable bellows system, along with a metal cap for the top of the bellows. The bellows itself is what helps push stubborn grounds out of the chute after grinding to get low retention, and either remove the bellows itself or remove the lid to add your beans. And this bellows connects directly with the grinds chamber and the burrs below, and the DF64 has a practical capacity of around 30 grams. Now the DF64 uses a titanium coated 64mm stainless steel flat burr, and these are a multi-purpose burr set that can be used well for both filter and espresso brewing. They're powered by a 250 watt motor, spinning at around 1400 RPMs. To change the grind on the DF64, you turn the large grind dial that's easily visible from above the grinder. This is a stepless grinder, and there are numbers marked out from 0 all the way up to 90, with brewing ranges made available for filter, mocha, and espresso. When it came time to dialing in an espresso, movement of a single number made a couple of seconds difference to the pour, whilst dialing in for filter brewing, a movement of 2 or 3 numbers was necessary to see a change in brewing. Now the DF64 comes calibrated with the grinder's burrs touching around the 0 point, and the sight for the grind dial is a notch found just above the grind chute. Being an all-purpose grinder, it will grind for all brew methods as I'd mentioned, so let's now check out the DF64's grinds performance over every 10 steps of that grind dial, starting out at 10, which is that starting point for the espresso brewing range, and then moving coarser all the way up. Next, we're taking a look at the grinds cup. This is a 58mm dosing cup that's made out of plastic and is clear, and I'm quite fond of this design choice, as when it comes to dosing, it's really easy to see when and how your grinds have transferred into your brewer of choice or into a portafilter, and it especially makes distributing a lot easier to track prior to removing the dosing cup off the portafilter. Though you can also use the forks of the DF64 with small slip-free silicone sleeves that are supplied with the grinder. These help with the vibration on the forks and allow you to rest a portafilter, bottomless or spouted, and then grind hands-free. Though I would recommend adding a dosing ring to the top of the basket to avoid any grinds overshooting. Otherwise, grinds do come out nice and cleanly and precise from the grinder's chute. It's only when you have to use the bellows to remove any trapped grounds held back within the grinds chamber that you do see some dust and grind stray from that regular path and create a little bit of mess. But a little spray of water onto the beans, or just a dip of the spoon and then stirred into the beans prior to grinding, does eliminate a lot of this static that tends to make smaller grind particles fly out everywhere. Now you may also see in future shipments of the DF64 a grinds catch cup riser included, and this adjusts the position of the catch cup to be directly under the grinds chute for the best performance on cleanliness. And then when it comes to using the bellows system, I always recommend just gentle steady pumps are required as opposed to too much force, and this will help with cleanliness as well. Now the workflow to the DF64 has been kept very minimal and is simple and easy for that reason. First, you would weigh your beans out, then turn the grinder on. Next, add your beans into the grinds chamber and let it grind the full dose out before a couple of pumps of that bellows whilst the grinder is still on, and then a couple of pumps of the bellows when the grinder is turned off. And this just about ensures you get that full dose out with very little to no retention. Now, whether it's a plus or not, the DF64 does have an auto off feature. This takes around 45 seconds after grinding out, so I do feel that the grinder is operating empty a little bit longer than is necessary, so I don't really use this feature at all, but it is available. Now, the simple design of the DF64 makes cleaning and maintenance very easy and quick to do. After unplugging the grinder, you simply need to unscrew that grind adjustment wheel all the way off to be able to lift that top burr carrier right out. Then a few screws will allow you to remove both burr sets off and you can brush these down. And this is important to do to keep the grinder in tip-top shape for many years to come. Now, to quickly summarize on the rest of what is already contained within the extensive comparison video of this grinder against others, and you can find that video from this link up above, is that the DF64, it brews some delicious coffee. And the flavor profile to this grinder is almost always bright and juicy. Very clean cup of coffee, transparent flavor notes when tasting black coffees, and there's very little in the way of harsh bitterness or lingering bad tastes. Now, I wouldn't say it's a quiet grinder. It's 70 decibels during grinding, though there is a high-pitched sound to it and some vibration during operation, so I guess it does feel to me a little bit louder than that. It is best known for being reasonably modifiable. Now, the best modifiers would be the upgrades to the burr set, and we're talking SSP burrs. But at the end of the day, this will only really lengthen the life of the burrs and marginally change what's already a pretty decent burr set you're getting with the DF64. The other modifiers, I'm definitely going to leave a link for everybody down in the description below. Check them out. It's a full list of upgrades you can get with the DF64 that, in some users' words, turns a great grinder into a perfect one. So I'll let you be the judge of that. If you have any further questions on the DF64, add them in the comments section down below and we'll get straight back to you. Thanks for watching to the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one.